Fuck your life. One epic save. Just hang on. I have no idea. Yeah, alright. Oh, fuck, it is hot. All right. Waiting for this new match. I think I kind of want to talk about E3. At least while nobody's in the goddamn chat room. Alright, so E3. Alright, let's start this. I've been thinking a lot lately about the like drastic change that like E3 has meant to me. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. I've been thinking a lot about the draft. So awesome. I'm thinking a lot about the drastic change in what E3 has meant to me. I think that E3 used to be my Christmas, right? So like E3 was literally Christmas. Like I would, God, what year? I don't remember what year it was, but I used to. Why the fuck would you do that? I used to fucking like plan it out with my friends, and what we would do was we would sit down, we would take over the fucking couch. Like those 3 days, the couch, the whole couch was mine, the whole TV was mine, everything was mine. We would absolutely take over, and I would get food, sit down on the couch, and just not move and watch every single press conference, and like pay attention, hang on every word of everything that these guys said. And I don't, and you know, since I think 2011, 2012, I don't really do that anymore. Which granted was like, what, 7 years ago? How the fuck I missed that, I will never in my life ever know. But anyway, was it 20? No, I was still doing this shit in 2012. I think 2012 might have been the last one. 2013, what happened was I met a friend, Andrew, and God, I missed it again. I met, yeah, and I think by June, what ended up happening was we would go out drinking, and I just utterly forgot everything about E3. Like none of it mattered to me anymore. Like suddenly nothing mattered. Suddenly nothing about E3 mattered, and that's so, you know, when you go like every year since, God, 1990, since I was old enough, right? Like every year since I was like 3 or 4, I would watch, not, well, 3 or 4, no, sorry, like 9 or 10. I would watch E3. It'd be the only thing that I had to watch every year for like 15, 16 years. And so I do want to struggle and talk about what happened, and I guess, you know, it was a change in my shit. It was a change in my priorities, despite the fact that I'm sitting here playing this game right now. It was a change in my priorities. I started going out. I started, you know, enjoying my life, I think at like 23, 24. And So, yeah. So I started drinking basically. And I credit, more than anything, I credit Andrew with, transforming who I am. And helping me out of like this gamer fucking identity, right? Like I had an identity that was so deeply rooted in being a gamer that I never thought my life would change. And suddenly it did. Suddenly I was going out drinking, breaking up with people that I didn't deserve to be with, and having a blast. I was having such a good time. Living my life. I never thought, back when I was a kid, video games were everything to me. And when I grew up and realized that I couldn't when I couldn't make games, when I grew up and realized that I couldn't make games, I transitioned into writing about them. And I still wanted everything to do with video games. And 2013, yeah, it had to be 2013 that I stopped. And since 2013, I just don't fucking care anymore. And I'm so glad that I don't. I got away from games. I got into soccer and I got into other sports. And I think I grew a lot just as a person, from just tossing aside video games. There was this old YouTube video that I'll never be able to find. It was some dude basically sitting down. It was an animated thing where he was sitting down in a chair and talking about how video games can sort of, like, being a gamer can does take over your life when you're really into it. I still have stacks and stacks of video games. I still have stacks and stacks of video games. That mean a lot to me. Get in there. Yeah. I still have stacks and stacks of video games that mean so much to me. And I don't know how to... shit. I don't know what to do with them now. Video games, God, you can ask my parents, they would tell you it was literally all I cared about. Sorry, getting distracted here. And now, wow, what the fuck? Ugh. Where was I? Okay, so I think what started to happen was, like, when I was a kid, obviously all I want to do is talk about video games, but I thought that video games and people that play video games were pure. They started off from this, oh, top corner, I started off thinking that everybody that played video games was as pure as me, like, and I thought I was pure, but, you know, good nature. What I mean by pure is obviously just good natured and good hearted. But as I grew up, I realized that, you know, video gamers can be dicks. And as the internet grew, you realize that gamers were often dicks, but I would rush, we had to defend them, right? We had to defend gamers from, you know, people like Jack Thompson, Hillary Clinton at the time, who else? Leland Yee, that, like, gun smuggling senator. Oh man, I remember that dude. Yeah, so all these people were literally coming to take our video games away. And so questions of video game violence, we had to, like, that was war. I remember that shit. That was like, you know, we had to exercise anybody who believed with any degree that video games cause violence. And we would talk about studies. I did a fucking WISE report on it. I did a fucking high school, like a whole high school report. Yeah. Thank you. I did a whole fucking high school report on whether or not video games cause violence. Or what did I say? I think the idea was that I had the effects of video games on the human mind when I was in high school, my senior year of high school. And the whole idea was I was going to stay home and play video games non-stop for a week and document my progress. Not document my progress, sorry, document what happened to me. Boom! Sorry. Damn it, Kyle. No, but, and what happened to me over the course of the week was I refused to let myself actually believe that anything would happen to me. So, but I got lethargic. I just basically sat down and just stared at a screen for 5-7 straight days. It was the worst. You can kind of tell in the you can kind of tell in the video, which somehow still exists on tape, so there's going to be no record of that. Anywhere, but in the video, like, I progressively got worse. It's like the BET episode of the Boondocks. Like, I progressively got, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? More lethargic, more exhausted, dumber. I got dumber. That's the thing. I got incredibly. I couldn't think of the right words for anything. I couldn't really do anything by the end of the week. Video games don't make you stupid. I would never be the first one to say that, but playing just video games is just not healthy for you, you know. I don't know, get an MVP on that. And it took me so long to learn that. It took me forever to learn that video games were not everything. Like, you know, there's a world outside of video games. Oh, fuck. Of course I say that playing, literally playing a video game right now that I think I've been playing for, wow, it's 4 o'clock. I've been playing this since at least 11. Yeah. But it's just, and I've been playing the same game. I haven't been making progress. I've literally just been playing the same fucking, like, 3-on-3 matchup sports football thing. I've been playing this for 5 hours now. And this isn't even light work. I used to play video games for like 13, 14 hours at a time. Yeah, it was fucking, it was a lot. Video games are my life. But they took over, like, what ended up happening was I got fat, I didn't exercise. I didn't really pay attention in school because why bother? It wasn't interesting. It wasn't as interesting as video games were. I would but I would still study. I remember when Tekken Tag came out, I had the pamphlet that used to come with video games, and I would open it and I would study the different characters. I remember studying Jin Kazama, Jun and Jin, and the fact that they were 2 years apart in age, but one was pregnant with the other. Obviously, Jun was pregnant with Jin, but they were 2 years apart. Jin was 21 at the time, and Jun is 23. But whatever. So this is the kind of stuff that I studied, that I memorized during class. Kind of stuff that I thought was going to be a part of my life forever. And it turns out that, like, it doesn't matter. Like, none of it matters. And I think that's one of the most important things to recognize about video games is they're not like books, and they're not like books, and they're not like a lot of TV. Whoa. They're not like books, and they're not like a lot of TV that can, that can change the way you think about something, that can enlighten you in some way. What the fuck? Lag. Yeah. Okay, whatever. They're not like, they're nothing like that. Video games have, it's not no redeeming value. They have artistic merit, but they just also don't have artistic merit. Like, it's not just things like Rocket League that don't have artistic merit, but it's things like, God, what did I used to play? Crazy Taxi was fun. I'm trying to think of a good example of this. God damn it. Things like Call of Duty. No, Call of Duty had artistic merit. I don't know. Maybe they do. But they just, I think they're vapid suckholes of time. Like, like Rocket League, like everything else. I think they just take your time. They take all of your time where you could be doing something more productive, even if that something is reading a book or watching the new season of Orange is the New Black. I think my original topic was actually supposed to be E3, but anyway. Anyway, let's transition back to E3. So like I said, the video games were important to me for my entire life. And E3 was the centerpiece of that importance. And now every time E3 rolls around, I just kind of don't care. I think that E3, I went to E3 actually in 2011, which was surprisingly one of the last times I cared about video games. One of the last years that I cared about video games. And hey, are you home? You never came by to pick the money on by H Mart. Well, you gonna pick me up some bubble tea? That's what you're gonna do? Probably stop streaming if I'm